We got ourselves team 5. Okay, we got Christina back together with... Okay, actually, there's a lot of you guys stacked together. Splats as a fire mage, Christina as a feral, Rip Avocado. What are we going to call a pipe? We got Cause Stanza here as a sub-rogue. Oh my god, is that going to be the next 1v5? A sub-rogue versus the other team too. We got ourselves some boys that are still there, like effective. Trying to figure out how to make the Arms Warrior work in the duels. I believe we got Slow TF as a Affliction Warlock. Somebody... Oh! Deathbolt Affliction Warlock. I'm actually interested. Is he going to go for one shot? Kylie in here. Blind as a Windwalker Monk with a two-hander by the looks of it. Actually, yeah. And Drafters as a Fire Mage. Good luck and fun, everybody. Who's going to be first up? Who's going to be last up? Oh, boys. I actually am very interested to see... I'm swapping the wrong people. Deathbolt Affliction Warlock. I'm actually very excited. Looks like it's maybe Blind or maybe it's effective. It looks like effective takes charge at the beginning with a defensive stance. Is Ripe Avocado... Wait, do you still hold on to that Parasol on cat form? That's kind of hilarious. Stormbolt onto Ripe Avocado. And he's going to be number 3. Is it 3 and 3? 1 and 3. Okay, works out for me. Ripe going for a bark skin immediately into a soul shape just to get away from effective. That was a Spear Bastion used by the warrior. Took a bit of damage from the feral druid here. Sharpened Blade's coming out. Actually looks like he might be putting a lot of pressure onto Ripe Avocado. Can't really heal much. Sharpened Blade is proven to be quite a nice hamper to any of the healing going on, as he goes in for a wall with the regrowth right after. Stormbolt back onto the feral and effective. Looks like he got himself some effective damage going on. That's going to be parry up and running, trying to get those big executes into Ripe Avocado. But yeah, Ripe Avocado. Why do I call him Rip Avocado for a second there? Into a bash by the feral. Convoke was interrupted by effective there. And can Ripe somehow get out of it? Does he have the bear affinity? Does go for a charge onto effective for a second, trying to get himself some heals rolling. He's super low on health. It looks like might be able to catch himself a restealth. Leap by the warrior. Does he catch a restealth? Looks like Stormbolt comes in. I think the execute is finally going to come out by the warrior unless the Barskin stops him. Spirit Bastion not letting him go anywhere. It looks like the warrior does take one down here. It was actually kind of close. If only the feral got himself a restealth somehow. I don't know if the warrior can maybe taunt him to get himself into, or to get him into combat or something. But I wonder if some kind of a re-stealth would have been possible there. It looks like Costanza is going to be up next. I am going to mess up your name though. Costanza. I am going to say it a couple times. Costanza, Costanza. Just because I know I'm going to mess it up. But effective, looking for the rogue, picking up the eyes. Is he going to be able to find him? The rogue snugly hanging out by the pillar. Checking into the enemy room to see if the rogue is maybe ducking under one of the corners. There's only so many places the rogue could be walking right next to him. Doesn't see him. Stormbolts, and the rogue does not get the opener. Going to be a war breaker for effective with a big old Bladestorm as a mark for death comes out for Costanza. Goes for a blind. Did he kidney shot effective? Did he try to kidney shot him during Bladestorm? He might have. Is going to catch himself a reset. If he doesn't open up with a cheap shot, I think he actually did try to go in with a kidney shot and he missed it. So then that means that was a really good Bladestorm by effective. An effective Bladestorm, you can even say. It looks like he might have actually. I think he did burn a kidney shot into the guy. Oh no, because I think he was going to want a kidney shot on the warrior, on the orc. I don't think a cheap shot would be good enough. And it looks like the rogue is just going to wait it out. Wait until every cooldown is back up. Or at least his health is back up. Blind and Shadow Blades have been used. I don't really know why he needed to use Shadow Blades. Kidney shot onto effective. That's exactly what he needed. And that's quite a bit of damage into the warrior. Blasting him back to back. Fear by the warrior. Does he get a trick out of the rogue? Looks like effective is going to go for the massive avatar. Does get himself a little bit of a heal from the ally team. And I think that's going to be a spear. Bash going to throw in a Costanza. Does cloak a shadow so he can actually get away from the spear. I think it still takes dot damage from the spear. Evasion available. Effective can blast through it with overpowers. And Costanza is going to dive into a stealth. Got himself a re-stealth. Even if there's a bleed on this rogue, that shield from stealth is going to keep him nice and healthy. And Effective trying to go for some food. The rogue is not letting him have any kind of eats. Effective has a trinket. The rogue doesn't have Shadow Blades. And the rogue has nothing left. No trinket available. Does open up with the kidney shot. Effective does go for a trinket himself into a stun onto Costanza. Trying to make some damage happen. Has a parry if necessary. Slowing down the banner in case the rogue goes for back-to-back cheap shots to make it basically worth nothing. Costanza tried to see if he could just walk away from the warrior as he's spinning a furious storm to him with a Bladestorm executes coming out. It looks like he does take out the rogue at the end there, boys. Oh my goodness, the arms were just overpowering a rogue. This is exactly what we want to see. Was Splash gonna be up next? It looks like he actually almost got that set up rolling. Big leap for the warrior. Does he have a reflect? He does have a reflect for the cheap eye. Just moves it back to him with the storm bolt and the Splash as he goes in for the altar time. An effective trying to make some effective damage happen here. Splats is going to return himself back to square one though. Combustion coming up. Effective needs someone here. Parry is available. Is that going to be enough? They're trying to make damage happen. Into the mages, drop it down and meet you. Warbreaker comes out. Effective does get a charge in. The Splat's health is not looking all that good. Looks like Cauterize does get used. Shattering throw immediately for the ice block into a fear. Splats could use the undead racial to break out of it though. Chooses not to, and going for the soul shape to get away from effective. Stormbolt does have a trigger for it. And does effective have a leap. Looks like effective might have to go for some line to side. G-Pi trying to come out. Does he just let the G-Pi go through it? He doesn't immediately let it go through it. Sharp blade available. Leaping on top of Splats with Avatar up. Splats super low in health. Does go for Ring of Frost. And it looks like the G-Pi could be all. Effective needs to reflect. Looks like he's just going to go for Execute instead. Needs to take down the Seed. I think the pod damage should be enough for the Warrior. Take it out in literally 2 blows. Man, this Warrior is just blasting these boys out of the park. With Christina going to be up next. Effective looks like he's going to pick up the eyes and maybe even go for food. Might decide to go for a feast. Christina's probably going to come out and moonfire him just to interrupt the food, isn't he? Yep. Yes, he is. He's going to do him that dirty, though. Do him dirty like that. He's going to try to see if he can get the opener onto the Warrior. Blaze Storm does prevent it. So that's going to be Thorns available. Effective is going to root the Feral away with the Thorns or just walk away from him. Does continue to use Rage into ignore Pain. Stormbolt onto Christina. He does shrink it out of effective. Super low on health. Does go for a commanding shout. Has Christina kind of lowish on health. Triggers out of the root. Charges to Christina. Executes available. Looks like actually what the one. He landed that execute at the very end. I can't believe it. He actually got the execute off. There's no way. There's no way this Warrior just was able to blast him like that. Jesus, man. Oh my goodness. This man is just on fire and looks like there's going to be even more fire with a whole fire elemental by Insufferable. Defensive stance is up for effective. There's going to be primordial bolts flying from Insufferable. Next chance to get something rolling. That's going to be a knockback that just didn't happen. Effective super low in health does go for a parry. Not much you can really do in this situation. It looks like there was a grounding totem drop down for Insufferable or some kind of totem. Effective does recover a little bit of health. Reflect is available in case Insufferable goes for any big damage. Effective just doesn't effectively have much health to work with. That's going to be a hex. Not much you can really do in this situation. Has a fear of Insufferable. That's about all he really has. Probably going to go for a fear immediately. Does go for a fear. Trinkets out of an effective. Just doesn't have much Rallying Cry available. Does go for a sharp. Let's continue to fight on. It looks like the lasso is going to be the end of him. Barely. Almost. Does go for a Stormbolt. That's going to be it. Through the Kyrian, through the Warlock Hellstone, not much you can really do. That's going to be slow TF. Up next, getting dots up onto Insufferable, making sure to set up a port here as well. Insufferable is going to have to find a way to fight through the rest of the enemy team. Are we going to see a big Deathbolt out on slow TF, trying to go for a fear on Insufferable? Looks like he does not get a kick out of him just yet. Trying to make the dots work. Going to be a grounding totem used from Insufferable lasso onto slow TF. Does interrupt him onto the UA. Soul Rod trying to make a play, and it looks like slow TF was a little bit too slow on the draw. Trying to make those dots happen. It's going to observe it getting summoned in order to get interrupts on Insufferable by the looks of it. Trying to hit him with a Shadow Fear around the corner. He needs all the dots with the full pet with a big Deathbolt if he wants to make a play. Hex coming out. Doesn't have a way out of it. No trinket available either. It looks like the pet wasn't able to interrupt him at all either. That could be maybe a big primordial board out of Insufferable. Does go for a fear. Trying to get the dots up and running. Fear coming out as we got a little Congo line going on for Team 2. I guess parading for our boy, the Warrior. Lasso onto slow TF. Primordial Ball flying. Interrupting the fear. Slow TF is not in a good spot. Lots of Instacast coming out. Wall and trying to make the Soul Rod happen. Does go for a big pet available. Interrupting Insufferable. Deathbolt hits him, but looks like it hit him for almost nothing. Big damage right after the what is going on? What was that? Was that the Deathbolt? It looked like Deathbolt animation happened. Then the damage was super delayed, but slow TF got the Deathbolt off. And the Warrior effective proved that Arms Warrior is still an effective class. Out for PvP, even for duels, no healing, no problem. You play in the Kyrian, so he does have himself a self-heal, which is pretty good. He's a Spear of Bastion, quite a good ability to lock people down. Can be used to not let enemies run away from you, or literally root a feral as they're trying to get the teeth and claws onto you. That was really, really cool.